Hi everyone, welcome to this episode of Couple Queries. I'm Erin, and today we're talking about credit cards, how to use them, their pros and cons, and ways to build your credit quickly and efficiently. So what is a credit card? The best way to think of a credit card is like a small loan from the bank. So let's say you go to the grocery store and you spend $50. If you use your debit card, you swipe that card and the money is taken from your account immediately. If you use a credit card, it's going to be placed on your account as almost like a promise to pay it at the end of a 30-day time period. So what are the benefits of a credit card? One of the benefits is building a credit history. You need a credit history to apply for things like car loans, rents, and mortgages. I like to think of credit histories as like a trust with your bank. You have a range from 350 to 850. The higher that you fall on that range of trust is the more that the bank will trust you. The second benefit to a credit card is reward points. Now most credit cards have these. These are usually you'll get 1 to 2% cash back on any purchases that you make, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but these can really add up. So let's say you go to Target and you spend $100 at Target, and you spend $100 at Target every month for a whole year. You're slowly but surely building up those dollars, so at the end of the year, you have $12 that you wouldn't have otherwise had. Now this third one is kind of not really a benefit, but it's something that can be really scary to a lot of users. So it's no interest. Now, there are interest on credit cards, but you don't have to pay it if you don't want to pay it. You want to use your credit card how you use a debit card. You want to swipe it for all of the necessities that you buy throughout the month so that you know at the end of the month you're going to be able to pay that off. Now there's a really important concept when it comes to paying your credit cards. You have a minimum balance, a statement balance, and a full balance. The full balance is exactly how it sounds. It's the whole balance on your entire credit card. Now the statement balance is whatever is due. It might not be the full balance, it might be the same as the full balance. The statement balance is the one that you want to pay at the end of those 30 days. And finally, you have a minimum balance. The minimum balance is usually a percentage of your statement balance. It's like $25 to $30. Really, the minimum balance is just to avoid a late fee. You will accumulate interest on whatever is left in that balance the next month. If you want to avoid late fees and interest expenses, which I think all of us do, pay the statement balance. Now let's get into the cons of a credit card. Like anything, there's always a cost, there's always something wrong with it. Well, first is the risk of overspending. If you're young, if you're not used to managing your money, it can be really easy habit to get into constantly spending your money. A way to avoid this is if you are young, if you're still a teenager and you're thinking about having a credit card, have a parent, have a guardian, have someone that you trust to watch your spending to make sure you're not doing too much. If you're an adult and you can't really have someone watching your credit cards, keep a log. Keep your receipts, write them all down, or keep checking your online banking. It can really help so long as you're keeping yourself aware of your expenses. The second con can be interest, especially if you're young, especially if you don't have much of a credit history. Those interest expenses can be incredible. But as I mentioned before, you can avoid those interest expenses. You don't have to pay them. You just need to be conscientious of what you're spending every month. The third con is annual fees. Now this might not be a con for everyone. This is something that you pay yearly to have the card that you have. Usually these cards have really cool rewards, or there's something about them that's really nice. However, you don't have to spend those annual fees. There's plenty of credit cards out there that you don't have to pay for. And if you want to save money, if you're trying to have some kind of financial goal, why add that extra expense? Just find a card that fits your needs. You don't need to pay for it. Now, let's get into different kinds of debt. So you can have good debt and you can have bad debt. Now, examples of some good debt can be anything like a car payment, like a mortgage or student loans, so long as you finish school. These things can show the bank that you're trustworthy, that you're working on yourself, you're working on your credit, and you're growing as a person. As you pay these debts off, your credit score will grow and the bank is going to trust you a lot more. And paying off these good debts is a great strategy to save money in the future. And I know that that doesn't make sense immediately, but if you think about it, the higher that your trust points are or your credit score is, the bank is going to trust you a lot more, so when you go and buy that new big house, your interest expenses on those houses are going to be a lot less than what they would have been. Now, there are bad debts. Bad debts are overspending at Target. Cut there. Now, no, seriously, though that is a bad debt, other kinds of bad debts are things like expensive vacations that you can't afford, shopping sprees, anything like that. Anything that's not really benefiting your financial life, like homes, cars, things like that, is not a good debt. Now, here is a tip for some parents, or if you're young and you're starting to drive, something that is a great thing to have is a gas credit card. Now, you can get credit cards at like Shell, at Chevron, any kind of place like that. You can get a credit card so that your teenager can be using it to pay for their gas instead of you giving them cash for their gas, and they are benefiting because their credit score will be running for many more years than their friends. Another great thing, if you're a parent and you're trying to look to help your kids' credit score before they go to college or before they might want to start applying for apartments, make them an authorized user on your credit card. Now, I'm not saying give your credit card to your kids. This is just telling the bank that their name is on that card as well, and they are also benefiting from the purchases that you are making on your own credit card and that you are paying off. Now, one last little tip. I am a huge reader, and something that was a gift to me before I went to college was this book. It's Your Money Life in Your 20s by Peter Dunn. He really breaks down how to budget your finances. He explains how to use credit cards, everything, and it's a really great resource if you don't know what you're doing with your finances in your 20s. So that's it, guys. I know that this is not an investment video, but go ahead, look below. After you like and subscribe, go ahead and click that link below for Robinhood. Robinhood is an investment app, and if you click that link, it will give you one free random share to start your investment. You're never too early to start investing. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment on any kinds of videos you might want to see in the future. See you next time.